Welcome back to History in Motion, proudly brought to you by Midas.
Before the break, I asked you a quick question. When did Phakisa open? It opened in 1999 and has a capacity for 60,000 spectators.
The InvestChem Formula Fords are getting ready to head out onto the track. Single-seater open racing is a whole different deal to being covered by a roof when the weather is wet. These guys and gals are ready for the challenge.
There was quite a bit of work to do on the car, the front suspension obviously, and the bodywork was all broken up. But luckily we managed, and thanks to my dad and everybody involved, we managed to get the car back on the track, and it's going okay. We qualified third for today, which is not too bad, I think. As you can see, it's quite a wet and very cold day out here in Welkom, so yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
Saul Hack may have qualified first, but as it's his first race, he'll be starting from the back of the grid to gain racecraft. This leaves father and son Ian and Andrew Schofield to fill up the front row. Matej Stradom and Matthew Nash will take the second row, and Donnie Lamola will round out the top 12. The rain's pouring down as the InvestChem Formula Fords take to the track. The lights go out and they're off. Great start there by Matthew Nash and Matej Stradom as they pull alongside the Schofields. Andrew Schofield makes a good start and he leads the field into turn 1. Matej Stradom in second and Matt Nash in third. Ian Schofield had his visor half open at the start and got a face full of spray off the start. His temporary blindness caused him to drop a few positions and he had his work cut out for him. Out of turn 2 and heading towards 3, Andrew Schofield has already pulled a bit of a gap over the field as Matej Stradom follows on in second. Matthew Nash lies in third place and Graham Hepburn made an impressive start from 7th, moving up to 4th by the third corner. We're seeing Saul Hack stranded on the inside of turn 1, not the way he planned on ending his first race, I'm sure. The tricky wet conditions making it hard for everyone. The purple Miguel of Donnie Lamola leads the red Swift of Rex Tweedy and the white Van Diemen of Jeff Gable. Ben van der Westhuizen leads Ian Schofield after his disastrous start into the boot. Behind them is Andreas Petru and Alex Gillespie. Donnie Lamola comes through with Steve Venter behind her. Rex Tweedy, David Jeremy and Jeff Gable follow on. Ian Schofield overtakes Ben van der Westhuizen as the rain still continues to fall. A rapidly closing Andreas Petru will be hassling van der Westhuizen soon for his position. Oh no! We have a spinner, and it's hardly surprising in these conditions. It's James Reeve who has spun out and he makes his way back onto the track and into the race. Coming into the final turn, and it's Andreas Petru ahead of Alex Gillespie. Behind them, Ben van der Westhuizen just narrowly edges out an advantage over the Black Kent of David Jeremy as they enter turn 11. Matej Stradom is still ahead of Graham Hepburn in second as they head into turn 9. Hepburn is pushing hard though and is not looking like he's going to give up. He takes the inside line as they head towards Gilskorp. Stradom holds the advantage for a while, but Hepburn keeps his foot down and makes it count as he moves into second place. Great move from Hepburn. There isn't much more Stradom could have done. Down the back straight and Gillespie makes his move on Petru. Side by side they head towards turn 9. Petru keeps his position though and leads Gillespie into turn 9. Nice try from the youngster, but Petru manages to hold strong. Gillespie keeps the pressure on though, and Petru loses the back, and this results in a spin and an easy way past for Gillespie. Petru continues to rejoin the race, but he has lost that position to the youngster. On board now with Matt Nash, who is hunting down Matej Stradom. Ahead of them we have a spinner. The number 77 Swift of Steve Venter is off in the kitty litter. Not a good move for him. Out of Gilskorp and heading towards turn 11 is race leader Andrew Schofield. He's pursued by Graham Hepburn, who is just making his way past Donnie Lamola. For the first time, Andrew Schofield will see the checkered flag waving for him as he makes his way onto the start-finish straight and his first Formula Ford victory. The wet conditions haven't affected his race, and they certainly won't dampen his spirits. He put in a fantastic race in tricky conditions. Well done. Further down the field, the battle was not yet over as Jeff Gable puts the pressure on Alex Gillespie as they head towards Gielskorp. Gable takes the position and leaves Gillespie with David Jeremy in his mirrors. Gillespie fights back and is running alongside Gable as they head towards the exit. But Gable has it in the bag and he accelerates away from Gillespie as they head in towards the final bend. Confirmation of the results in race 1 of the InvestChem Formula Fords. Andrew Schofield took victory by 1.5 seconds from Graham Hepburn. Matthijs Strydom came home in 3rd with Matthew Nash in 4th. Ben van der Westhuizen rounded out the top 10.
Spent the whole lap behind Ben and Andreas, then managed to get through Ben, and then second last lap Andreas gave me a nice chance by spinning off. Big problem was when you get close there's very low visibility, so you get close to him and then you can't see anything, then it forces you to fall back again. But everybody seems to have the same problem, so that's how it is.
It was very entertaining. I'm using old tires because it's my second race. I don't want to mess up new ones yet. And I've got absolutely no grip. As soon as I hit standing water, I end up going backwards. I think I spun about 15 times. So. Oh well, it was fun. Hopefully it clears up for the next race though.
Race 2 gets underway on a drier track, and I'm sure the drivers will be relieved that the rain has eased up. Fantastic start there from Graham Hepburn, who moves into the lead from 2nd place. Behind him, Matthew Nash and Ian Schofield also make great starts, as does Jeff Gable, who moves from 6th on the grid up to 4th. Race 1 winner Andrew Schofield didn't have a great start and has slipped down the order. Through the kink of turn 2 and onto turn 3, and Hepburn has pulled a slight gap over the field. The chasing pack is not that far behind though, and they're all nose to tail as they go through 3. Ian Schofield has found his way past Matthijs Strydom and is now lying in 2nd. Meanwhile, Matt Nash is coming under pressure from Jeff Gable. Into the boot they race. The first 3 are really bunched up and Schofield seems to be closing in on Hepburn. He really is applying the pressure now. Oh no, we have a retirement. Timothy Gillespie is on the grass and it looks like his day is over. Ian Schofield has found his way past Graham Hepburn and leads the field through turn 2 and turn 3. Likewise, Jeff Gable has passed Matthijs Strydom and has closed up onto the back of Graham Hepburn. Round turn 3 they go and head towards the boot. With a drier track, they're really on maximum attack. Into the boot, and there's nothing in it as the drivers make their way around. Schofield and Hepburn ahead of Gable and Strydom. Coming out of Castle Corner, and Schofield has a spin. He is stuck in the middle of the track and Gable has nowhere to go. Straight into the nose of Schofield, and that looks like a big one. Let's take a look at that again in slow-mo. You see Schofield lose it. Hepburn manages to steer to the right and out of harm's way, but Gable is exiting the turn at full speed. Try as he might, he was unable to avoid the stranded car of Schofield. A sad end to the day for those two. Rightly so, this brings out a safety car as the marshals get the track cleared up. Unfortunately, with the accident happening on the racing line and the time it was going to take to clear the track, the decision was made to abandon the race. Ian Schofield tells us what happened.
Just one of those situations. Got away, was 5th off the grid, end of the first lap, got into the lead. And on the second lap, was starting to pull a little bit of a gap and just made a mistake. I got a wheel on the concrete, which was a bit wetter than I thought it was, and the car spun around on me. Everybody seemed to sort of get through, or the first few got through, and then I got collected by somebody, and yeah, it was ended up being quite a large accident. Quite a lot of damage to the car, but it's mainly bolt-on stuff, so not too bad.
Started 6th on the grid, which I was pleased with. Only dropped 1 place on the start, which is better than usual for me. Fought my way back up to 3rd. We were lying abreast, and then going into turn 6, Ian Schofield had a little bit of a spin, and I managed to put paid to his day and my day by thumping right into the side of him. No damage to me, a little bit of hurt pride, of course. The car, the back corner is ripped off, a little bit of bodywork. I don't think I'll be racing at Kyalami next weekend, but I'm sure the car will be back together. And the positives are, started 6th, was up to 3rd. I'm pretty pleased with that part.
We are here to support the historic racing cars of South Africa. We've got about 40 or 50 cars here. We're a social club, and we have a social once a month, and we support all these outings. We go as far as Potchefstroom, Bloemfontein. Wherever there's a car show, we are there. Any car in our club is welcome. Fords, Datsuns, you name it, we've got everything in our club.
After the break on the Midas Historic Tour, we have great action from the endurance race.